you can see here on the screen there, we've got fees, and these are all the little things that Etsy are going to suck away from your money.
What's up,
So
guys, it's Johnny. Today we're going to be speaking about the behind the scenes on what Etsy don't tell its new sellers. Stay tuned for the video.
right guys, so to begin, firstly, let's speak about, is Etsy passive income? Is Etsy passive income? No, it's not passive income, unfortunately. I'd love it if it was passive income, but it's not. So Etsy don't allow any form of drop shipping or anything similar on their platform. So you have kind of got to be arts and crafty or come up with some type of way or use your skills to create something unique or something similar to what everyone else has got, because the listings don't magically just sell themselves, unfortunately, even though we wish they would. But yeah, so we'll get that out of the way. So you cannot do passive income on Etsy unless you've got someone working for you, which is technically still not passive income, but yeah. Right, so on to the next section, traffic. Getting traffic to your shop. Etsy will not help you get traffic to your shop at all. The only way that will help you is if you're starting to sell things. So let's look at our shop here. So what I found out personally is if you're making a new item to sell on Etsy, for instance, then you've got to get it on there and you've got to get that traffic yourself. You need to go on Facebook groups, go on TikTok, Instagram, any social media platform, post it on there, make little videos about it, all that stuff, just to help yourself, because you are not going to show up on the first page of, I've just put this one today, the Skyrim Diamond Potion. Now, if we just type that in, I'm not going to show on the first page because I haven't sold it once. The one thing you do get traffic from is if you sell one item, let's say later on we sell the Rust Life Size Yoga. If we sell that once, for some reason I found out that Etsy actually boosts your sales. My bad, not sales, they boost your traffic to that item. So you sell the one, you click back about half an hour later, and for some reason you have a bunch more in baskets. Obviously not guaranteed orders, but they are in baskets, which can eventually be converted, which is obviously another step of the process. But yeah, so you've got to make sure you're managing your own traffic and bringing in your own traffic yourself, because Etsy are not going to do this for you. They do have an ads campaign, which is, let's have a look, ads. Let's go to here. So we've got Etsy marketing, Etsy ads. So Etsy ads, we have literally just put it on today just to test the waters again, because I'm not a big fan of it really. So we're literally spending $1 a day, which is nothing. But we have got quite a few views and we've had it on a few hours today. But this is still terrible to get the customers in. I definitely suggest what we've done the most is bringing in traffic organically and doing our own like ads online, so that we can bring our own customers in, like on Facebook, especially on the groups on there, because we get loads of customers by bringing in ourselves. SEO matters more than looks to a degree. So you want to make sure your listings are looking, pleasing to the eye, good pictures, good quality, good videos. We don't have the best ourselves personally, but let's say for instance Borderlands, you want to make sure your SEO is good, your tags are good. All those things matter a lot on Etsy. So you can have the good pictures, but you can have crap, tags, crap SEO, crap management if you're an item, and that's not going to get you ranking higher at all. So here for the Borderlands Vault Key stand, you want to be straight up about it. Borderlands Vault Key stand, there you go. It's life size. It's Xbox, I don't know if it's on PlayStation now or not, but Borderlands movie, you've got the Vault Hunters, Jack Black, that's another big one. You want to try and put as much as you can into the total without obviously exceeding the character limits, but you want to make sure you get the key points in there, key things that people are going to search in. Now obviously you've got your paints and colours, that doesn't matter, but let's come down to it. So your tags, so you want to make sure you put in Borderlands, for instance, if you're doing Borderlands, Jack Black, Claptrap, all the little things that people are more likely to search in on the Etsy search bar, so that you show up at the top. Because once you get that first out, you're going to be on that front page as long as your tags and everything are good. So you want to make sure you're keeping on top of all this stuff, put it in the right thing, put it in your featured listings, all that stuff. To say as well is your categories also do heavy lifting too. So if you're putting stuff in the wrong category, you're going to be showing up in the wrong thing. It's like me making some, cutlery, for instance, in the kitchen section, and I'm ranking it in the art section. Why would I have cutlery in an art and craft section? It makes no sense, doesn't it? See, obviously, you're targeting the wrong audience to begin with there. So there's no way on this earth you're going to make a sale to somebody, sell anybody cutlery in art and crafts. So you need to make sense of everything. You need to make sure you've got everything down to get the best possible chance at selling your item. Selling multiple products. Don't just sell the one product. You can't just make one thing and expect one thing to sell. It's not going to happen. Realistically, if you have multiple products like we have here, we've got actually more products than this. We probably have another 40 products which I haven't actually got listed at the moment just because of printing difficulties and all the other bits and bobs. But anyway, that's not the point. So let's say, for instance, yeah, we've got a top seller which is the Last of Us bloater. Now, if we was just to sell that on its own, okay, we've got in the baskets now, but if we do it from the start, one, your shop's not saturated with stuff to sell for people to look through, and two, you know, why are people going to buy this from you when they can buy it from somebody else who's got more reviews, etc., or more saturated shop? Now, I know from looking at my shop right now that, let's say, for instance, this Arc Raiders, that doesn't sell. You know what doesn't sell? Because I haven't got an actual, you know, physical model to upload onto the site. So that's one thing that doesn't help. So that's also a thing to stray away from. But like these things down here, so let's say, for instance, we've got this Rust personalised metal chestplate. Now, that doesn't sell a lot, but we make money off all the other items that do sell. So when the right seller comes along and they want one of those chest plates, it's there for them. So because we've got volume, we get orders coming in from all the other products, and then the occasional products that do sell, which don't sell a lot, we also make money from them. So it gives us, you know, that versatility that we can make money from products that actually don't sell a lot but eventually sell. So it matters. A volume definitely matters on here. So if you can create multiple things while you're making your Etsy, so just put that one item on, put the one item on, but make sure you're working towards something else, because you can make that one item, advertise absolutely everywhere and not get a sale at all, because it's not always about the first item unless you're lucky. So make sure you saturate your shop with quality products. Right, so on some numbers then. So do you take the full amount of money what you make from selling on your listings? No, because Etsy actually take a cut. So obviously, as you can see here on the screen there, we've got fees, and these are all the little things that Etsy are going to suck away from your money. So you're putting a product up for £30, you are not getting that £30 back. Obviously, you've got your profit margins personally from when you make your product, all to your boxing, to your posting, all that. Now, Etsy also charge for using their platform, so this is something you probably wasn't thinking about prior to setting up your Etsy. So as you can see, from what our sales are currently this month, you can see that we've had £188 in fees deducted from Etsy, because Etsy have got their processing fees, which is, there you go, 4% of the total order plus 20p. So that'll be probably to do with your listing fee. So yes, so every listing you put onto Etsy, you will be charged 20 cents every single time. And as it says there, it's charged when you create a listing and when you renew a listing. So I'm not sure if that actually accounts for if you put a listing up and put 1,000 of them in stock, or compared to if you put one in stock and then it charges 20p again. But I'm pretty sure it's every single time you sell an item, they take 20p every single time, 20p. And then next you've got transaction fees, so 6.5% of the whole order. Then you've got processing fees, which we just looked at, charge on sales made through Etsy payments, what's this, regulatory operating fee, so it's on selling in certain countries. Okay, so that's going to obviously be for countries abroad other than your country which you're selling from. And then VAT on seller fees will be things like people buying from different countries and they have to claim their tax back, but that we can speak about in another video. Yeah, marketing, so off-site ads, these will be ads that are you pay for, but it's like, let's say on YouTube, my Etsy page shows up on the side of YouTube. It's a free ad, it's free to a degree, but you have to pay for it in the end if somebody ends up buying your product, you see. and then you've obviously got delivery costs, so your postage labels. You want to make sure that everything, all in your postage, is tip top, because it'll bite you when someone from abroad buys a product for, let's say, whatever you got it up for, but then the postage you've put down is £3, but then you click to buy the postage label and it's ended up costing you 15 quid, and you go like, holy shit, I've lost my money. And you can't just go to the buyer and go, oh excuse me mate, can you pay me the extra postage that I didn't account for? So you can't do that. So you need to make sure that all your postage and everything's up to spec, and make sure that you're looking at your profit margins properly, so taking into account all these fees. But we'll also look at that on another video too, and going into deeper on the postage, so we can get into all the nooks and crannies on it. Right, while I'm on the topic of money anyway, so what we're going to speak about now is Etsy's reserve period. So when you first sell your shop, Etsy are going to place probably a 90% reserve on your account, just because they don't know who you are. They don't know if you're going to start, keeping the money for yourself and not sending items out. So they need to make sure that you're going to be a trusted seller on their shop. This is what reviews come into place good, and sending packages on time. So we've currently got a temporary reserve in our shop right now because we had a backlog of orders which we didn't send out on time, so they've ended up putting a reserve back on our account. So you need to make sure that everything's going out perfectly. As you can see here, it does say 50% for us right now. The funds won't be available until they've got a valid tracking number, or it's been 45 days since the order's been sent. Whichever comes first, then they'll pay us the remainder. So as you can see right now, that's in our reserve. So what happens here, if we get 496, any bit of money after 496, then it'll be available to come into our bank account straight away. But obviously we're going to probably have this gone in about the next week or so. But this is another thing, don't expect to get all the money which you make straight away when you made a new account, because it definitely won't come straight away, and there's no point messaging Etsy about it, because they've got their own little system in place which decides when you are going to get that money. So yeah, that's nothing to look at. Right, onto reviews. So reviews are the most underlooked thing. Reviews mean everything, so forget everything else I've said to a degree, but reviews mean the most. So the first few reviews you get are going to help you so much more than you think, because reviews are showing credibility, they're showing that make sure people are getting their order on time, it's coming as it looked on the site, everything like that. So if you've got bad reviews, you might as well just quit your shop completely and restart again, because the way I see it is, if you go below 4 stars, I don't really think it's worth it unless you've got absolutely hundreds of 5-star reviews to back you up. Because people, the first thing they do when they buy something, they're going to go, okay, how fast can I get my item? Oh, 3 to 5 days. Okay, now let's look at the reviews. Does it actually come on time? They'll find that out through reviews. So we have actually collected quite a lot of good reviews on our Etsy. Don't get me wrong, we have got some bad ones, and it is obviously due to us and sometimes the customer expecting a bit more than what they're paid for, but that's just how it goes. Sometimes you can't please everybody. So as you can see, pictures also, people love to show stuff off, and we do ask for the pictures because people love seeing the product when it's finished before buying their own, because all they can see is a little picture and they don't know if it's actually going to come exactly what it says, because they don't know us personally. So when they go through the reviews and they can go, oh, that looks really good, they're more inclined to buy it from you. Look, this person here, for instance, they're loving it. They've bought all Last of Us stuff. They bought Last of Us stand from us to complete their collection. Give us a great review, and that's what you love. And this entices more people to buy more things from your shop. So if you can get the first 3 reviews to be golden 5 stars on your shop, more than likely you're going to start to see more sales flooding. Last point. So this is about Etsy suspension. Etsy can randomly just suspend your shop at any point if you are violating their terms. Now, we've had this happen to us, not because mainly we violated their terms, it's because we were selling something that someone didn't want us to sell. So let's say, for instance, Daisy, the game Daisy. People who made that game did not want us to sell stuff which was related to their game. So that's why you need to make sure that you're looking into things properly, looking into Etsy's terms properly, because if you get caught out, your shop can be shut down in seconds, and it can take at least a week to get resolved as long as you're going to abide by their guidelines again. We've had this happen to us. We've had people be really salty about a few things. You know, obviously they're not making their own fan-based stuff to sell to their fans, but we try to create a platform where we can sell things to people, which can't just go out and go and find these items in the shop. But some people are very, very funny about it, so you got to make sure you're reading Etsy's terms and conditions seriously, because they'll hold your money, and if you're not abiding by it properly, you could wait absolutely ages for it. Right guys, just to wrap everything up together then, Etsy will work as long as you want it to work. If you want to put the time into it, you will make some money, 1,000,000%. Live by that now, just because I've saw it work for myself. I'm nobody special, and I know that consistency will eventually get you to where you want to be, with no matter what you're doing. So if you want to make an Etsy shop, make the Etsy shop, and just make sure you dedicate yourself to it, and then you'll definitely make some sales. But apart from that guys, thanks for watching the video. Drop in the comments what video you want to see, any tips, tricks, anything along those lines.